Good afternoon, Computers for Kids students. We are going to look at Google Documents again today, a couple of different features. So we'll get right into it. First thing I want you to do today is create a title on the actual document, and I'd like you to center that title. So if you remember, we can use these shortcuts up here, and we're going to call it Practice Template number 2. And I want you to put your name on there, so I will put my name. Oop. Helps to capitalize that. And just a reminder to switch from line to line. We're just using the Enter key on the keyboard. Quick little feature here that's kind of fun. Insert horizontal line, and that will put a horizontal line there. Just makes it a little prettier. And I'm going to switch this to left. It won't really matter for what I'm going to do next, but today we're going to look at tables. And tables are a way of organizing information and data. So in order to insert a table, we click on Table, Insert Table, and I would like you to make a 3 by 4 table today. And you have lots of options. You can make a, looks like 20 by 20 table if you want, but we are just looking for a 3 by 4 table today. And moving from table to, or a cell, so these are called cells. Each individual little square is called a cell. The highlighted section here is called a column. Okay, so there's a column, there's a column, and there's a column. And the best way to try to remember that is columns are like on houses sometimes, or if you think about the Colosseum in Greece, it has columns on it, and they go up and down. So that's the way to remember. And then going this way, these are called rows. So a little bit confusing because sometimes we call a row in school a straight line going forward and back. So more kind of like what a column would be. But if you think about a movie theater or at a sporting event, which row are you in is kind of the people seated. So you'd have someone sitting here, here, and here watching the movie screen, which would be up there. Okay, so columns. So I'll do that again. Columns and rows. And each individual block is called a cell. Okay. So we can type into these boxes. I'm going to type in name, telephone number, and birth date. Now you may have noticed as I moved from this cell to this cell, I didn't actually click. I used the tab button, and that allowed me to move. And I can keep hitting that tab button, and it will move through each of the cells. And when I hit tab again, actually, it creates a new row. Some features that we can change. Sometimes you want your, maybe you're putting this into a document, or maybe you're putting this just on your wall, and you don't want it to just be black and white. You want to do some different things with it. There are a few things we can do. If we want to show that these are a little bit more important because they're the titles of each of these columns, we can like change the border width here. So I can make it 3, and you can see that that really stands out. I can also change whether it's a solid line or a dashed line, a couple of different dashes that we can use. So I can make it look like that. We'll make that a little bit smaller, but so that we can still see it. I can also change the border color. So I can make it blue. A little tough to see that that's blue. I'll try a different color. We'll go something like red. That should be a little bit more visible. There we go. So you can see that it's red. I can also fill in the cell color. So we'll do red. We'll do like a light blue to go with that. So there you go. You can see that. Okay. Just interestingly, we can also, if you want to change the font, we can continue to do that as well. So if I want to make these bold, I can do that. I can italicize them, can underline them, and I can actually change the text color as well. With the border width, if you actually don't want there to be any borders, you'll just select 0 and they'll disappear. And there may be reasons why you would want to do that. If you're just looking to have them look a certain way, or if you're just trying to organize the information but you don't want it to look like it's in a table, you could do that as well. Okay, so I'll add those back in. Alrighty. Text positioning in a cell is the next thing I'm going to do. If I want these to be centered, I can actually do that. You can center them. I'm going to show you something a little bit different here. We are going to, I'm just going to type some random information just to make it nice and big. I want to show you something. Okay, so if that was, let's say that wasn't someone's name, obviously, but let's say that was some information about someone, but then I wanted to put their telephone number, and their telephone number is 555 1234. If I want to change where this telephone number is, maybe I want it to be lined up in the middle here. There's actually, what we can use is, under table, we have what are called table properties. So right now, this is kind of focusing on this one cell. I can change top vertical alignment to center vertical alignment, and you'll see that then it shows up in the middle. And there may be a reason for that. If I had a picture of the individual, let's say I had a picture of the individual that I'm actually talking of. So we'll show you a cool little feature here. Picture, insert, image. And we'll just search happy face. Oh, here we go. There's a good one. That happy face there with a mustache. So if I've got a picture in here and I want the telephone number to be kind of in line with that, then it might be better that I have it there as opposed to at the top, which is right there. So again, that's going to be your option as to what you want to do there. Okay. So I would like you to fill in this information for 3 different people. Okay. Friends or family, that sort of thing. And then as I showed you just a moment ago, I'll show you just one more time. If we want to insert a picture, we can go insert image. I'm actually searching here for an image, so I could put in anything. I could put in, let's put in a Smurf. And there's some Smurfs. I can also upload a picture. I can take a snapshot. If I wanted to use the webcam on my particular device, I could do that. By URL, if I already know the address that a picture is located at. Your albums, that'll be things that are saved into your photo albums, or Google Drive, something that you have in Google Drive, you can upload that. Okay, so we'll just put Papa Smurf in there. And there he is. Make him a little bit smaller. And you can also insert drawings. So it's kind of a cool feature. This drawing program works very much like Microsoft Paint or other painting programs. So I put in a drawing here. It will bring up this blank canvas for me to work from. And then I can create lines and scribbles. I can draw something. I will draw my signature. Okay. Okay. And again, then you can start playing with this. You guys are probably very familiar with this sort of thing. Okay, I would not try to copy that and use it for any purposes because that is not a very good version of my signature. But save and close, and then you can see that that will get inputted. It's actually a little bit too big for the space it was in. I can make it smaller and have it fit. So you can see that gets on there. Okay. So your tasks today, we want to have a title that's centered. We want to insert a horizontal line. I want you to create this table. It's a 3x4 table with name, telephone number, and birth date. I want you to manipulate the cell borders a little bit so that they're colored, dashed, that sort of thing. I'd like you to fill in the actual cell with some color. Oftentimes you might see that, so let me just show you a quick example. You might see that where someone is, we'll do some light, we'll do a light purple here, and then the next cell will be a light pink, and the next one will be a light purple. And this in a table is often done in order to just see what line information is on. So if I have the name Sally here, I can see that Sally, her telephone number, and her birth date, and we'll make her birth date May 1st. It's just easy to see that that's all Sally's information in that purple. And then maybe we have Scott, and his number, and his birthday is, let's say, June 15th. So I can see that Sally's information is on the purple line, Scott's information is on the pink line, and that sort of thing, just to allow you to see a little bit better. So that might be a design element that you include. I want to see that we have some positioning, so make sure you can center the titles, and if you can, somehow create a way of showing that you can also do center vertical alignment of information within a cell. Okay. If you have any questions, please be sure to ask, and make sure that you submit that. I will create just a blank document that you'll work from, and it will be called practice template number 2, and then your name will get attached. When you are all done the assignment, make sure that you turn it in, and we will go from there. Thank you very much. Again, if you have any questions, be sure to ask.